All right, people, what is up and welcome back. It is Wednesday, October 26th right now. We are one day post cold front. We had one run through, well, really last night, I guess. That tide got pushed out this morning. It's already making its way back in. We have a nice incoming tide this afternoon. It is about 3 p.m. and we're gonna see if we can head out here and get on some flounder. We have 1 week left until the flounder closure, so wish us luck. Fingers crossed we'll go here and be able to catch at least a couple keepers to take home to make some stuffed flounder. Y'all stay tuned. Got some right out of his mouth. He broke me off. I just got broken off. Well, something grabbed my, I'm throwing a tandem rig right now. Something grabbed my bottom lure. It broke me right off. He grabbed it over on that point, was swimming this way. Might have been a redfish or something, because flounder usually don't swim like that. He broke me off right here. Okay, so big change of plans here. We flounder fished 3 different spots. I didn't even record anything just because 2 of them were straight into the wind and we didn't catch anything. It's been a slow day of flounder fishing for us. It's like they're not even out here yet, or maybe they moved out this morning. Like I said, we had a big dumping tide this morning. So a lot of those fish probably moved out of these areas that we were fishing. And also, I haven't seen a lot of people catching anyways. Saw 1 person catch a flounder today and that's it. So right now, we decided to change gears. We're still gonna do a little bit of flounder fishing. We're gonna see if we can come out here and get a little mixed bag. Maybe some speckled trout, redfish if we're lucky, something like that. So right now I'm on the edge of the intercoastal because we just can't find fish anywhere today for some reason. We're gonna see if there's something out here, maybe a trout out deep. I'm throwing a pretty heavy jig head right now. This is not normally what I throw at all. This is what I would throw for flounder, but nothing else. 3/8 ounce jig head, no wind, really no current. Tide switched around, it's incoming. This is the spot I usually fish outgoing, but it's whatever. This jig head's just super heavy for what we're doing. But after we get done fishing out here on the intercoastal for some trout, we're gonna fish out here for probably like 20 minutes. And then I think we're gonna head over and try to flounder fish over here. So I may want this same jig head tied on. So I'm just gonna leave it on and see if we can catch something. Made my way over to this dock over here. I got a shrimp. Oh, he's all messed up right now. Just hooked through the head on a jig head. Honestly, at this point, I'm okay catching whatever. Pinfish, I don't care. Just something. So we're gonna toss that under this dock and see what bites. Maybe we'll get a sheep's head. Had a little bite right there. Should let him eat. Oh, we gotta fix our shrimp. It's all messed up. That thing tore it up. I don't even know how this shrimp's still on here. What in the heck? Let's rehook it, see if we can get that bite again. This is also a great way to catch flounder, which I think we're going to try around these docks in a minute. Popular flounder spot is right over behind our shoulders, so I don't know why they wouldn't be here. We're just throwing mullet, gulp, shrimp, really whatever around these. Seeing if there's any flounder laying up around the pilings. Okay, so I'm switching over to a finger mullet. As you can see, this is the tiniest finger mullet ever, I think. We're going to hook it right up here through the head like I normally do. Just like that. Finger mullet on a jig head. Simple and effective. No reason not to do this. You can use a Carolina rig, you can use a single drop rig, you can use a tandem rig, you can use whatever you want. But if you don't want to make it complicated, you want to keep it simple, this works just as good as any other rig. Guys, flounder live on the bottom. I don't think the flounder care what rig you're using as long as your bait's down there on the bottom, bumping over them. So we're just going to drag these finger mullet around. You can work them like a lure whenever you have them hooked to the head like this. We're going to see if we get bit. 3/8 ounce jig head, keeping that thing pinned to the bottom. But you still have that nice fresh scent of the mullet. You see how it's wiggling around? The whole time you're dragging, it's just doing that and swimming next to you. Great flounder bait. So we didn't catch any flounder around this dock right here. And now I'm just fishing around this seawall. And there's a ton of rocks that come out from the seawall, probably about 10-15 yards. So you can't cast too close to it, but a little bit of ways and that's okay. Those flounder like those rocks. Just got that mullet on right here. And if we get snagged, the good news is it's shallow here. We can walk up and undo it. I've caught a couple flounder here before in the past. Never any big numbers, but like I said, y'all, it is a slow day. So Trying new spots is all right. Might catch them, might not, don't matter. Weather's great though. 75 degrees, sunny. The wind completely died out. It's beautiful right now. And it's late in the afternoon, about to get dark, I think. We have probably an hour and a half until it's completely dark. We're just gonna keep fishing. Hopefully we run into something. Well, we've got a snag right here. Turned out those rocks come out a lot more than 15 yards. Pretty dense up here. Out here they're scattered right where I'm walking. I can feel some every few steps, but now I'm just ruining all this great flounder territory to go get my lure. There we go. Flip this thing around, maybe we'll find one right up here next to us. That's the cool thing about flounder fishing, y'all. Sometimes these fish will be laying right at your feet. You'll see a lot of people when they flounder fish, they'll take their bait, drop it straight down, and they'll just walk like this around rocks and stuff. Keeps you from casting and getting snagged and losing a bunch of rigs. And those flounder really don't move. I mean, sometimes, I'm sure this happens to some of y'all, but you just end up stepping on them. It's pretty crazy. So make a couple short casts around here so I don't have to go retrieve my lure every time. Just flip that mullet up. I have a big flounder right here. We're gonna let him eat. I got a big one, y'all. I just got absolutely thumped and it feels heavy. Dude! I should have let him eat. Oh my gosh. No, guys. I should have let this fish eat. Casting right here next to me, got absolutely destroyed by a flounder. Drug him and everything. He felt heavy. I felt it rearranging the bait and then missed him. Still right back in there real quick and see if we can get bit. That sucks. I'm gonna take a couple steps back from here and get more contact with the bottom with that lure. I should let him eat, guys. Should have let him eat a little bit longer. That felt like a real good fish. Okay, so I got another mullet here, finger mullet. Hooked him to the eyes and he died. Just want to try something different. And I'm back over to where I had that awesome flounder bite. Just gonna drag him along. See if we can get that flounder to hit again. Hopefully it's not full off that last mullet. But I found a little area out here where it's not a lot of rock. I mean, there's still a ton of rock to the sides of it, but there's like a little mud patch. And that's where that bite came from. Flounder laying in between those rocks. So we'll see if we can get him to bite again. If not, I'm probably gonna keep working that way a little bit. Just keep working this little pocket. May do something a little bit different here. I lost my last little bait. I'm gonna take this mullet. It's a little bit bigger than the size I'd like. I'm gonna take my hook. I'm gonna run it right here above that bottom fin. Okay, just like that. Get those scales off the end of the hook, or it'll mess up your hook up. And there we go. Now whenever I put this mullet in the water, you can see him right here. He swims like crazy. And whenever I cast him out and that weight hits the bottom, that mullet's gonna sit like this and swim up. So we're gonna toss him in this little spot where I got bit. And we're gonna let that thing swim around and hopefully he finds his way in front of a flounder. You'll have to remember, guys, I like to say whenever I'm flounder fishing that the flounder aren't coming to you, you gotta go to them. You got to put that bait right on them. You got to bump them in the nose. They're sitting down there. They're ambush predators. I made a video on this, top 3 flounder fishing tips. Basically, I talked about how flounder just lay next to structure and wait for your bait to come to them. I fan casted this whole area starting from where I got that bite all the way over there. This whole shoreline this way. Have not got another tap. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to turn around. I'm going to cast towards the boat slip right there. We're going to see if there's a flounder laying over there. And then if not, Caleb, who I'm fishing with right there, has been casting out towards the intercoastal, and he's saying that he's bumping oyster out there and he got a couple bites. So we're going to rip the head off this mullet if I don't catch some over here dragging around this dock, and we're going to cast out there next to that oyster and see if we can get something to bite. Deep oyster on the edge of the intercoastal. It's about 6 feet deep out there, I'd say, and maybe there'll be some laying on that oyster. You never know. It could be redfish, black drum, a lot of black drum out in this area. Could have your flounder laying up there, trout, speckled trout, sand trout, and then of course everyone's favorite, the gaff top. Yeah, doesn't look like there's anything up there. Let's go ahead and cast out on that oyster. Okay, so Caleb just caught one that was out here. What's been biting, and it's sand trout, y'all. Maybe there's some speckled trout mixed into it though. Usually that's what happens whenever you catch these sandy. So we're gonna take one of these little mullets. We have some super tiny mullets like I showed you earlier, and this just looks like sand trout candy. I mean, look at that. Finger mullet, super tiny. So let's take this guy, we'll hook him by the tail so we can just hang out there and swim around. We'll see if we can catch us one of those sand trout. You never know, guys, sand trout can get pretty big sometimes. I'm not talking like 20 inches, but they can get decent. Toss this dude out there just like that. See how long it takes. Don't think it'll take long. Make sure that we didn't get our bait stolen there. I think we did. Are you joking me? I got my mullet stolen. So we ran out of live bait. Nothing's cooperating today, so I moved over to a pearl white gulp. I think this is a 4-inch swimming mullet on a 1/8 ounce jig head. We're just gonna fish this oyster out here on the edge of the intercoastal. See if we can get it picked up. Hopefully some speckled trout, but I'm thinking it's a lot of sand trout. Usually that's what you find out here. You'll find big old pockets of sand trout. I'm just trying to feel a bite. So all I'm doing is letting this sink down. Throwing this on a Waterloo HP light 7-foot medium light rod with a Shimano SOX DC, and I have 30-pound braid on here. I use 30-pound braid for the diameter, not really for the strength. Works better on the reel, keeps from backlashing. And that is paired with a 20-pound fluoride leader, although it is the end of the day. I've been using the same leader all day, and it's about this long right now. So we'll see what we can make happen. We're just gonna let this sink down all the way to the bottom, and then a couple little pops, and see if that works for a few casts. And if not, then we'll vary it up. We might do some more aggressive pops. Sometimes we like it like that, or we might just not let it sink at all. As soon as it hits the water, start working it. It's all about figuring out how the fish want that bait. There was a bite. Damn. There he is. Got him, y'all. Sandy. Little bitty sand trout about. Oop, and he's gone. Good. Quick release. We don't even have to worry about him. Right back out. Get back at him. Caught that thing right where I just cast it, so let's try again. And that was working it super slow on the bottom. Just barely popping it. Just imagine that bait coming up off the bottom, maybe 6, 8, 12 inches. And falling back down, then sitting there for a second. Up, back down. Hopefully we'll be able to get on a nice steady bite right here. Off the GoPro, turn it back on, I got me another sandy right here. They're eating it super slow, guys. Right on the very bottom. And they're not big, but we'll see. Sometimes those little guys eat first and those little guys eat last. So fish about to start biting or they're about to stop, you never know. Ooh, we got one too. Looks like we have found ourselves a nice little school of them out here hanging over this oyster. And I usually fish this spot, but I fish down that way more. And a lot of times when you catch these sand trout, catch a ton of them like I said, but there will be speckled trout mixed in with them. Or sometimes those sand trout come through and feed first and the specks follow them after, or vice versa. So hopefully we can get something to take home. Well, that is going to do it for the video right there. And as I could tell, that video was literally filmed a month ago today. It is November 26th. I filmed that on October 26th before the run closed. It was a slow day. Didn't catch much fish, but still a good day out on the water. And then since then, a lot has happened, guys. I haven't been filming as much or posting as much for a few reasons. One of which, I've been on 3 separate hunting trips where I have like no internet connection, no good Wi-Fi to be able to upload anything. So I'm home for a little bit now, so I should be able to get some stuff going. And another reason is, if you're from around the area, you know that the weather has been trash, like raining and windy and cold for what seems like a month now at least. So haven't been able to get out there and do much. And then the final reason is because, y'all check this out, I'm in a full straight leg brace. I dislocated my kneecap and fractured off a piece of it on the last hunting trip I was on. So I have to wear this thing for like 3 weeks and then do some physical therapy. So I probably won't be fishing as much. I do have like one more video saved, and I think I'm gonna go out and try to do some bull red fishing, maybe at Seawolf Park or the dike, or just somewhere accessible where I can get around, take somebody with me, get a little bit of help, hopefully be able to land some fish and film a couple videos for you guys. But no wade fishing for now, which sucks because wintertime wade fishing is my favorite. And as you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day right now. After all this bad weather, we finally have some good weather, and I'm stuck in a leg brace. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're not already. I thank you to everyone that already is. Also, if you want to go to the WaterLand website and pick you up a pair of sunglasses or whatever they have on there, you can use code BEFORE to get 15% off anything over there. I'll have it linked down below. Big shout out to them, big thank you to them. Like I said though, that's it for right now. Thank you guys so much. We're on that last push to 10,000 subscribers. I think we only have like 40 more people to go, so big things coming soon. But until then, peace.